Oh, I'm bugging it again. Oh, man. Every week.
Here's 20 minutes more.
Ish. Yes, hello and welcome to It's 20 Minutes More Ish. This is the show in which... Oh, hello. There's Phil. In which this is the show, bit post-show chat where we all have a little laugh about how we got on and how much we enjoyed doing the show. How much did we enjoy doing the show this week, guys? It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, loved it. 10 out of 10. It was great.
What's the longest, most awkward pause you've had after that question, Simon?
Oh, no, it did go on a good few seconds. It was...
It was just because we expected everyone else was going to start speaking. We were waiting.
Yeah, that's what it was. You were all just sitting there going, "This fucking guy." But I hope he shuts up soon.
He was speechless.
I hate awkward pauses. I get them a lot in my Zoom classes, and the awkward pauses kill me so much that it forces me to contribute to the class just because the awkward pause is so horrific. And I was not feeling it last week. I was not feeling on my whatever. I was just not. And I was like, somebody else will say something. Like, what will happen if I don't? You know what I mean? If I'm not that, like, you know. Nobody said anything. The awkward silence just went on for double the amount of time. And then somebody arose, like somebody piped up. Or the teacher rephrased the question. It was just the most painful thing in the world. Whatever. My little social experiment is I need to keep being the annoying. No, you know what? I'm just like, my class is lucky. All my classmates are lucky. Like, oh God, my back hurts carrying the weight of my class. Joking.
Well, I have that experience on the other side of it. Like,
oh my God,
I have the experience of being the teacher and going, like, posing a question and then just having absolute silence of kids like staring back at you, just like, I have no idea the order of words that you just put together, and it's like, we have been studying it for 6 weeks.
No.
Is it any different when it's not on Zoom though? For that, like,
no.
I imagine you get that in the
not.
classroom as well.
Yeah. No matter what you've been doing, even it's even worse on Zoom because they just put mute on.
Yeah.
Like, and every so often I'll get like there's a little on my screen that comes up with like a little flash that says one of the kids is like taken mute off, is about to speak, and I see the flash and I get all excited, like someone's gonna say something, and I was like, nothing happens. It's like, yeah, what were you gonna say, Wendy? What were you gonna say? She's like, oh, sorry, I just pressed it by accident.
Yeah, students will generally deny all knowledge of anything when you come to ask them about something. No, we've not done that. No, I don't remember hearing about that. No, I can't say anything about that. The thing is, Heather, your classmates are going to rely on you now. The only thing I can say is the awkward pauses are as bad from Simon's and my ends as it is from yours, really.
Yeah. I feel bad because in that class by my teachers, like, you know, she's like really lovely, like, you know what I mean? So I feel really bad for her, but I'm like, I don't know. People just weren't, I don't know, whatever. I think it was just a bad class that week or something.
I warned them that if they don't say something, I'm going to start telling some of my jokes.
Does that work then, does it?
Well, it does mildly, because everything I say is classified as a dad joke, and they don't want any of those.
Yeah, that's one of the problems. Mine is slightly younger, so I can only tell dad jokes. So they're like, sir, you've got a rubbish sense of humor, and it's just like, yeah, they're just not the jokes that I've ever told you. They're like I can't tell you the jokes that I've written that are actually funny. Like, that's the problem. All right then, guys. So we've got a little game for us to play here in 20 minutes more. We always play the same game. It's a wonderful little game. It is. It's called Alternative Opinions. Now, everyone knows about alternative facts, but here at the 27-minute comedy hour, we love playing alternative opinions as well, because any opinion can be twisted too. In this game, I basically present my comedians with a headline from an opinion piece in the news, and I have removed some of the words. They've just got to fill in the blank. So our headline this week is, I coped through the pandemic. Oh, whoops. Ignore that. Our headline this week is, I coped through the pandemic with blank. Now I'm regretting it.
Boris.
Coped through the pandemic with Boris?
Suffered through the pandemic.
was going to suggest
Endless reruns of Top of the Pops.
Yeah.
let's say something to do with like hobbies and interests, like as in having to actually find some. I feel like everything's going to open back up, and you're going to be faced with that dilemma of kind of, do I drop all the things that I've been doing for the last year and make them utterly pointless, or am I actually going to find myself saying, no, I can't come to the pub, I've got some sourdough in the oven and I want to read the last chapter of intermediate Spanish, you know?
I coped through the pandemic by doing Couch to 5K and not shutting up about it, and now I'm regretting it. All my friends
Well, along the exercise lines, I thought it could be I coped through the pandemic by masturbating it furiously every 3 hours, and now I'm regretting it.
Why regretting it?
How would you expand on that story, Simon?
It's very sore at the moment. It's very sore. It's a good job you can't see the lower half. I'm just in an ice bucket down here.
I coped through the pandemic with 12 friends in my 1-bedroom flat.
Well, then I coped through the pandemic with I was gonna be like, I coped through the pandemic with immense amounts of wealth and privilege, but now
You can't be regretting it.
no, I don't know, but now I'm facing backlash for my action. But now I'm facing backlash for my actions.
I coped through the pandemic with giving away COVID PPE contracts to all my mates. Now I'm regretting it.
I coped through the pandemic with a job in a care home. Now I'm regretting it.
All right. Well, we've already. Oh, Phil, sorry.
No, I was only going to suggest rounds of applause and rainbows again, to be honest.
But, so this story was I coped through the pandemic with a diet of junk food, as we've already seen. Now I'm regretting it. So my question to my comics this week is, how have you guys coped through the pandemic?
I mean, with junk food, I think I could have probably written that article, to be honest. It was interesting that you mentioned Couch to 5K before, because I was having a chat with someone that I know not long ago, and I said that I've been meaning to do Couch to 10K for ages. And they said, well, you should do Couch to 5K. It's easier. And it turned out it is Couch to 5K that I've been trying to work towards. And I'm so not far through it that I didn't even know what the end goal was.
Hadn't even got to the end of the name.
And yeah, that's how well involved I was. I didn't even know what my end goal was. So
you were so lazy. You heard people start mentioning it. They'd go Couch 2 and your brain would just...
Exactly that, mate. That's the stage I'd nailed. Everything after that was I'm working up to it, you know.
That's amazing. Heather, how have you coped through the pandemic?
Oh, I was trying to think. I don't know. I don't know. Trying to think. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of hobbies. I've been writing a lot of stand-up. Wait, I'll show you one thing that I made.
Oh, I like the fact that you always go off to get us something during the 20 minutes more. You've always got something to show us.
Yeah, I do have something to show and tell. Whatever. Welcome to it's my show now. Anyway, everybody. Look, it's me. It's a little embroidery thingamabooble. You know what I mean? Like it's just like
that's cool. Yeah. I'm gonna put you on solo layout. There we go.
Oh,
show us again.
Nice.
Go on, show us again.
My show. Nice.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's just a cool little embroidery thing. Oh my god, I'm like, it's like I'm on a shopping channel.
Tell us more.
Yeah.
No. It's just a little embroidery stitchy thing. The thing
and that's only $11.99.
But like, it's so tedious. Like, low key, like this stuff was designed by somebody to keep like women in the home just because it takes so long. There's something weird about, you know how I mean, like Victorian women used to do it, like, you know, there's something there about this. It's cool. I don't know, mixed feelings about it. I don't know if I'm going to be attempting another one anytime soon, because
no.
What about you guys? Professor
John, how have you coped through the lockdown?
Well, I've been burdened with a terrible problem, really, and I want to share it. And I want your sympathy, please, because the pandemic's hit me very hard. I've still got a job. I can work from home. I've got no children to homeschool. I have a great relationship with my wife and stepdaughter who live with me. We're saving money. My job is secure. My pension looks secure. No difficult decisions about whether to go out tonight or where to go on holiday. My problem is the colossal guilt I feel about how easy I've had it. I can't tell you, ladies and gentlemen, how much I'm suffering from that guilt. And I want your sympathy. In fact, I'm thinking of setting up a charity.
Well, we all really feel for you, John, that you've
Lockdown guilt.
Yeah,
it's a psychological phenomenon.
Is the charity, is that like ease your guilt by like putting you on furlough for 6 months or something? Yeah. Once everyone else goes back to work, you'll use the charity funds.
Well, it's
you'll endure not working for 6 months.
Create a charity.
It's for academics.
Yeah, we create a charity that just inconveniences your life for the next year. Like, so you get now the 12 months that everyone else has just had.
I like the idea. That would be karma, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
For some reason, my mind goes to like lots of really small inconveniences. Like as part of the charity, we'll just prank phone call you, all the time, send you junk mail. Just.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Pay a kid to knock down Ginger your house once every couple of weeks.
Balance.
Can you imagine if Rishi Sunak had the sort of sense of humour where he'd thrown a few things like this into the budget? That would have been great,
We're gonna allocate £1 million to put burning dog poo packages on doorsteps of people who won't take the vaccine. Maybe that could be the new government policy.
Extra child allowance. If your children go off and play Knock Down Ginger.
Yeah.
Especially to smug academics sitting at home.
Yeah. Well, maybe right. Look, instead of having like all the fines and things, right, we should just institute sort of like a playground bullying policy for dealing with anyone who's breaking the COVID rules. So, caught not social distancing, Chinese burn. Yeah, like if you're trying to go out of the country, trying to move out of your local area, that's a nipple cripple. Like, we should deal with it like that. More serious things. If you're trying to get out of the country, that's a bog wash for you, mate. Head down the toilet.
Cool, giving the PPE contracts to your mates, Atomic Wedgie. I can get behind this.
Yeah, absolutely. Drive to Barnard Castle. I mean, what the bloody hell is the punishment for that?
Having to experience Barnard Castle, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I the first lockdown I found really difficult to cope with. Like I did, I started writing my book. Yeah, like I've been wanging on about writing a book for like 5 years, right? Yeah, so I finally started it. I managed to get like 80,000 words through it, right? Yeah, it's nearly finished, right? It's pretty good, right? Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. Right, and then I was like, well, now you deserve like a break from having done this. And then I would all of a sudden realize it had been 2 weeks of me sat in the same pair of pants, smoking weed and playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 2.
That sounds like a dream, honestly.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. But then I'd just be like, oh man, now I feel like really unproductive, and I just get really depressed about it. Like I think if this whole thing has been a mass experiment by the Illuminati, I've thrown up some interesting fucking data. That's what I'm gonna say.
My wife and I are runners anyway, so we've done a hell of a lot more running during lockdown, especially when you can't swim either. We feel very virtuous about it, but we know that a lot of people really don't like runners and think that we're smug bastards who take up the pavement, whereas we think pedestrians are like that, bloody bovines, walking around like gingerbread people, where you get lines of gingerbread men with their hands sticking out, trying to take up as much room as possible. Gordon Bennett.
So
they got no sense. They should be making way for us business-like people. So I do my 10,000 steps a day, but about 7,500 of them are running.
That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive.
Runners have such a superiority complex. Like they're up there with people who own vegans and people who own air fryers and people who are polyamorous. Like that's
I'm vegan as well.
I really
I've got smugness oozing out of me.
Big up my fellow vegan. I was actually talking to some people at work today about the last time I actually ran. and I think it was about 2.5 years ago. I was in this football match where I used to work at this school in a school in Hitchin, and then I moved to work at another school in Hitchin. And every year the two schools played each other for like charity in a football match. Right. So the first year I was playing for one school, and then the following year I played for the other school. Right. And I turned up to play for the other school in my new shirt for the new football team. And I turn up and there's all the kids from my old school going, "Traitor, boo, boo, yes." And I was like, oh, and I got onto the pitch and they were like, "Right, Simon, you're going to play right back." I was like, "That's fine. I can play right back as long as there's a right winger in front of me because I can't run the line all game." And I looked on the pitch and there was no right winger in front of me. So I was like, I know I've got to do it. I've got to do it. So I was pelting up from right back up the front, then running all the way back to defend, and then running all the way back up to attack. And then on about the fourth run back, I just suddenly just went there and just died and was just walking back slowly. And they were just like, "Simon, do you want to come off? Do you want to get substituted?" And I was like, "Yeah," and just walked straight off the pitch. Like, didn't even wait for a stoppage in play. I just walked off the pitch, collapsed, and started drinking some water. And I was like, I'm going to vomit. I am going to be sick right now, right? And I was sat there in the dugouts looking at the changing rooms, which are exactly on the other side of the pitch. So I've now got to walk around all of the pitch with all of the kids from my old school going, "Traitor, traitor," me just like, I'm going to be sick any second. I get round to the entrance to the changing rooms, and there is a teacher from my old school having a go at some kids from my new school going, "I can't believe you're swearing. Mr. Hall, will you come and sort this out?" And I was just like, "In a minute." I just ran past her, went and was sick, came just back, was like, "How dare you be swearing? This is might be a football match. There's no need to behave like animals." So yeah, so I've not done sports since. That's been my approach to it.
It sounds very harsh that when you're playing a game where all the other kids are there hating you from the sideline, that they put you in a position where you've got to run up and down the sideline.
Yeah,
you must have just been getting abuse right into your ear.
It really was.
You should have been centre midfield, shouldn't you? But I mean, it must be like transferring from Everton to Liverpool or Spurs to Arsenal, mustn't it?
Yeah, Well, I mean, it really was going across the divide.
As a diehard football fan from a 2 football team city, when you started that story off, you were not the hero in that story in my eyes.
What's even worse?
Okay, you're a traitor.
The second year, the year I was the traitor, right? I set up the winning goal. So I was really hated at that point. I was really hated. It was my cross into the box that set up the winning goal. The other thing was I was leaving, and one of the kids came up to me and was like, Sir, you're a baller." And I was like, "Are you secretly taking the piss out of me?" I was like, "What are you saying to me?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "Sir, you're a baller. And I was like, "Is that like some gang thing?" And he was like, No, you're good at football." And I was just like, "Oh, okay, thank you."
One of the things I've discovered, because I do like eating, food is important in this household, but I've realised it's the act of eating that I like more than what I actually eat. It's a bit like sex. It's the activity more than who you do it with. And and a huge consolation for me is that I've discovered that in terms of calories, 1 Mars bar is equivalent to 34 sticks of celery. So it can take me an hour and a half to get through 34 sticks of celery, and I can while away the time beautifully, and only eat the equivalent of 1 Mars bar.
Nice, that's all right.
I should have told that journalist that, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
My ex-wife's a pharmacist, and she told me that you actually consume more calories eating a stick of celery than you do from the stick of celery. Than you get from the stick of celery.
Yeah, that's pretty handy. I wonder if you could. There's any way you could work the same thing with Mars bars, like you just like really over-enthusiastically ate it, like really got into it. Yeah, like made every little bit last. Do you reckon you could do the same thing?
Oh.
Lovely. Guys, have we got anything else that we wanna try and push and sell, or like we got anything else that we got products in the pipeline? We got anything? We're looking forward to potential comedy coming back, live shows. Ooh, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about that? Are we going to get back on that straight away when it comes back?
Yeah, I would love to. I would really love to. I've been writing a lot, and it's so hard to test that. With your flatmate can only take so much material. And I mean, it's so sad. I try all my material on her, and then she sees a vine of it's like a TikTok of a monkey falling down the stairs, and I'm like, I could never make her laugh like that.
Yeah.
I just cannot. Why do I bother? Like, why am I here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. This is funny, but no, I'm excited to test it out on some. The best part is it's socially unacceptable to leave. Imagine if you could leave if you weren't enjoying a comedian. Like, imagine if that was socially acceptable to do. That's like Roman. You know what I mean? That's pretty savage. Like, I'm glad it's not that way. But,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but no, exciting. I'm very excited to have it back. It'd be awesome. Hopefully Brighton Fringe can be back in time.
Yeah. Well, I've been looking at doing a few little things. There's like the Ram Comedy Festival coming that's hopefully going to have some like live shows. So it's all going to be. I think the biggest problem is like those live shows and things that like where you're looking at doing something a little bit longer. It's going to be scrabbling together all the bits from the various short 5 minutes that I've been doing. Like, although my comedy's changed a lot with the Zoom, I think actually like. I think there can be a good thing that comes out of this in that, like, I think people have had to change their comedy a little bit from Zoom. And I think that's going to leak through into the stand-up that we see when we come back. And I think that could lead to some really interesting comedy.
I like COVID because I don't like COVID, but like it's not okay. One
opening.
positive. You know what? Heather Elizabeth, 2021. I like COVID. No, this COVID entertainment situation has been a little bit weird with Zoom and everything, but it's forced me to branch out into other creative mediums like TikToks and like I mean, it forced me to do things that I didn't want to do before. So it's like I'm glad that I did that, and I had fun. I had fun doing it, but the only thing is that sometimes stand-up isn't 100% compatible with that type of medium. I don't know, but it's interesting experimenting with stuff like cool.
Totally.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can finish on that wonderful bombshell that Heather Elizabeth loves COVID and she's actively encouraging the spread of it amongst the community.
Let's keep going, man.
If you're looking for Heather Elizabeth, you'll see her licking pensioners at the. No, thank you so much for joining us. This has been 20 minutes more. Please do on Tuesday. It's going to be Tuesday when we release this. Coming Tuesday, Late Stage Comedy. You can check out me and Professor John both performing there. Thank you so much to my wonderful guests. We've had Phil Wathen, we've had Heather Elizabeth, we've had Professor John. Woo! A massive thanks to Dan Live for putting together all the music. Massive thanks to Mike Hall for getting put together all the artwork. And a massive thanks to you for following. Please like, subscribe, follow us across all the social medias. Until next time, adios.
Adios.